मैं अपने मॉम को मसाज देती थी, हेड मसाज, एंड वन फाइन डे शी टेल्स मी, you know, your hands are very healing. Every day you see 1,000 patients more, and that used to literally, अभी भी मुझे रोंगटे खड़े हो रहे मेरे वो सोच के भी, you know, कि every day वो जो exam I was talking about, I have given 3 attempts for it, और वो 3rd attempt में मैंने excel किया है.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and another episode of Masala Chai. आज का conversation काफ़ी interesting होने वाला है और थोड़ा सा background कि whenever I meet students in the US, मैं उनसे हमेशा पूछता हूँ what was your degree in, and they will tell me some sort of engineering or MBA or business analytics. But I met someone through a mutual friend. Well, I should actually say that she is the fiance of my school friend. Her name is Manasi Kamat, and I met her and I asked her what did she come to US for. And her answer was MS in Rehabilitation Sciences. और उसके बाद में मेरी curiosity थोड़ी जाग गई, तो I thought that I'll do this podcast with her to just learn that कोई अगर different field से आता है which is not engineering or business analytics or MBA or other field that I am aware of, what do they really do? What does the course comprise of? And just understand what their journey looks like from India to the US pursuing MS in Rehabilitation Sciences. So let's welcome Manasi Kamat to Masala Chai.
Cheers. Okay.
So yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. So tell us a little bit more about your background. What are you doing in the US right now? Where are you from?
I am from Mumbai. Okay, and I'm a physical therapist. I'm presently working in a nursing home in New York. Okay, I don't want to brag about it, but it's one of the largest nursing homes in New York. Okay, it's like 800-bed nursing home. It's the Plaza Rehabilitation Rehabilitation and Nursing facility. So I am currently working there as a physical therapist. So I did my bachelor's in physiotherapy from Mimer Medical College. It's in Talegaon. It's MIMER. That's how they call it. Mimer Medical College. It's a 4.5-year course there, like 4 years of your education and half year is like 6 months is your internship in order to get your certificate. Yeah.
How close is it to जो sports medicine होते हैं या फिर जैसे मैं generally देखता हूँ कि cricket में there is a physiotherapist that
yes.
along with
Yes. तो bachelor in physiotherapy करने के बाद you have multiple opportunity, like बहुत सारे fields that you can go to. You can go to sports, you can go to neuro, you can go to particular ortho. So लोग sports choose करते हैं and that's how they get into these fields, like you know, cricket या तो football या तो whatever. Yeah.
And what was your thought process to even choose this? 12th के बाद में जब मुझे करना था या फिर इनफैक्ट 10th के बाद में करना था, चीज मेरे दिमाग में कभी नहीं आई. Like people when they are in a position to make a choice, they will generally say मैं या तो doctor like MBBS sort of जाऊँगा या फिर what is it because of someone in your family or what really made you choose this?
I didn't dream about it. ऐसा नहीं है कि मुझे बचपन से ही ये करना था. मुझे बस इतना था कि मुझे कुछ भी इंजीनियरिंग के साइड से नहीं करना था. Because my brother was an engineer and you know you stay with your sibling and you know how it's, so it's like even though he excelled in it, I thought कि नहीं मेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा ये करके, तो मुझे कुछ अलग करना है. Just you know I always thought, you know, अभी ये थोड़ा ये लग जाएगा काफी बेसिक सा, बट मैं अपने मॉम को मसाज देती थी, हेड मसाज, एंड वन फाइन डे शी टेल्स मी, you know, your hands are very healing. तो I'm pretty sure you'll go into something that's, you know, मेडिकल साइड में जाएगी. तो मैंने वो बोला अच्छा ठीक है, लेकिन ऐसे सुन के शायद मेरे दिमाग में ऐसा बैठ गया कि लेट्स ट्राई समथिंग इन मेडिकल. नाउ नॉट पर्टिकुलरली फिजियोथेरेपी, ओके, इट कैन बी एनीथिंग. But then I spoke to my uncle who is actually a very good, he's a surgeon in India, in Lonavala, and he actually told me that during that time, that was in like 2009, physiotherapy काफी emerge हो रहा था as a field, like nobody knew about it. इतना, और मेरा ही बैच, इट वाज लाइक द 4th बैच इन माय कॉलेज.
Okay.
So you know, काफी इमर्जिंग था तभी, तो मैंने सोचा कि let's at least go and talk to someone about it. So that's how I spoke to someone and it just happened. It is something very like काफी बेसिक सा, किसी की माँ कुछ और बोलेगी, किसी की कुछ और, तो ये सब सुन सुन के ना, या तो she was just flattering me, I don't know what it was, but ऐसा आ गया.
ये में मसाज मिल रही है.
हाँ, I know, right?
What happened after your bachelor's at Myanmar? Once it was done, pursue any, वहाँ पर कुछ इंडिया में जॉब का सीन था, like
Yes, it was.
Also like companies interviews होते हैं, placements होते हैं.
It's the same like US. I mean, India में सिर्फ इतना ही है that you know you have to work very hard. It's absolutely same like you, but US में कैसे ना, if you have a job, you can see yourself a little settled there. But India में कैसा ना, you won't be satisfied with one job, so you have to do few more to get there.
India maybe, will you get attached to some sort of hospital and work as a physiotherapist?
Yes. There are different ways you can work as a physiotherapist, no matter wherever it is, like in India or US. You can work in a hospital, you can work in a clinic, you can open your own clinic, you can work as a home health. Like you go to people's houses, like जिनकी surgery हुई है, जो बहुत बुढ़े हैं, उनको नहीं जाने मिल रहा है बाहर, उनके घर जाके you go and treat them.
Okay.
So you can work in a school as a physiotherapist for special kids, like बहुत ऐसे feel क्या बोलते हैं, opportunities है.
So you're done with your bachelor and then you make up your mind that मुझे US.
Yeah.
What?
Again no. I did my internship, and internship पे during your internship all you feel is अभी खत्म करना है ये चीज को करके, we just want a break अभी, तो वो हो गया. तो वो जो ब्रेक चल रहा था ना 1 साल का, तो 2014 I got my bachelor's degree. Until 2015 I worked in a clinic, I worked in a government hospital, and in India, and I worked as a home physical therapist. While I was doing that, I realized bachelor's degree is not enough. You need to get some expert, और तुझे बनना पड़ेगा उसमें, in a particular field. मेरा interest, while I wasn't doing internship and while I was getting into the clinic and working in India, I thought my interest was more coming up in the field of ortho. मुझे बहुत पसंद आया to treat someone after their surgeries, like bones and muscles. Yes. ऑर्थोपेडिक, यहाँ पे उसको मस्कुलोस्केलेटल भी बोलते हैं. ऑर्थोपेडिक में मुझे ज्यादा ऐसा इंटरेस्ट आने लगा. लाइक आई लव सीइंग आफ्टर स्पोर्ट्स इंजरी का जो रिकवरी है, मुझे वो ट्रीट करने में बहुत मजा आता था. एंड नॉट दैट आई डिडंट नो ऑफ एनीथिंग अबाउट न्यूरो. यस, आई हैड अ होलिस्टिक अप्रोच, बट एट द सेम टाइम यू वांट टू फोकस ऑन वन फील्ड, सो वो मुझे ज्यादा अच्छा लगा. But at the same time, I didn't want to lose my touch on my neuro education. Bachelor's mein you get educated in all the, yes, there's cardio also in physical therapy. Not many people know about it. Okay. There's cardiorespiratory, there's neurology, and then there's orthopedic.
Okay.
So that's how it is. But log generally, if they want to excel in something, they go for ortho or neuro.
What was that process like? Did you start just applying and you already knew कि ये है colleges जहाँ पे मुझे apply?
No. So again, whoever wants to come, थोड़ा knowledge अच्छा रहेगा. So there are ways you can get through all this. Okay. So either you can do it by yourself, or you can go to a company that helps you do it.
Okay.
तो मैंने company select किया because I was working also, right, for a year, and I did not have time for my getting all through that. तो मैंने एक ऐसा कंपनी सिलेक्ट किया. इट्स कॉल्ड GB एजुकेशन. इट्स स्टिल प्रेजेंट, यू कैन स्टिल गो थ्रू. आई एम नॉट एडवर्टाइजिंग दिस, बट दिस इज वन ऑफ द कंपनी दैट आई वेंट टू. एंड इनके बहुत ब्रांचेस है, सो आई एम प्रीटी श्योर दे आर वेरी एक्सेसिबल. सो उनके पास गई मैं. आई जस्ट गेव ऑल माय एजुकेशन डिग्रीज एंड मैंने किस चीज में सारा जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन था उनको दिया. एंड दे जस्ट आस्क्ड मी कि व्हाट where you want to go. मैंने बोला listen, you just have to give me list of colleges. उसके बाद मैं रिसर्च करूंगी, क्योंकि मुझे ज्यादा नॉलेज नहीं है यूएस में. आई हैड नो सीनियर that could really help me get here.
Yeah.
उन्होंने मुझे लिस्ट दिया and I researched a bit about it. So there were, if you want, I can give you the list of names of the colleges also, but that's fine. That
would be more than interested to know कि तुमने कौन सी universities में apply.
Exactly.
You said that you gave them your educational background. This is what percentages have been.
Yes.
What about something like GRE? Did you also have?
Yes. So I'll come to that. So जितने भी universities I have applied, not all need TOEFL or not all need GRE scores to get in. Okay. So ऐसा था कि मैंने कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज किए जिनको सिर्फ TOEFL चाहिए था. So now इतना मुझे अब तक I don't remember कि कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटी को क्या चाहिए. But yeah, तो मैंने for a safer side I gave both the exams.
Okay.
क्योंकि मुझे वो रिस्क लेना था कि अरे अप्लाई कर रही हूँ बट मेरे पास GRE स्कोर्स नहीं है तो मैं भी क्या करूँ, एग्जैक्टली वो टाइम चला जाता है. तो मैंने एज एंड व्हेन दे वर सर्चिंग फॉर द यूनिवर्सिटीज फॉर मी आई गेव माय TOEFL एंड GRE side by side. The minute they gave me the universities, that's how I researched. So the first university I applied to was Loma Linda University. मैंने ज्यादा नहीं किए हैं. I barely applied for 3 or 4 in California.
Okay.
उधर मैंने अप्लाई किया था डॉक्टरेट इन फिजिकल थेरेपी के लिए.
PhD program.
It's not a PhD program. People actually mistake it as a PhD program, but it's not. It's DPT. That's Doctorate in Physical Therapy.
Okay.
वहाँ पे मैंने किया था एक, and the second was University of Pittsburgh. That उसके लिए मैंने किया था Masters in Rehabilitation Science with concentration in musculoskeletal PT. And the third was MGH University, Boston. वहाँ भी Masters in Rehabilitation Science था. And the other one मुझे यूनिवर्सिटी पता है but मुझे डिग्री नहीं पता. यूनिवर्सिटी was UIC.
University of Illinois,
Chicago, but I'm not sure about the degree that I applied to. So, I don't remember, but yes, these were the 4.
And you ended up going to UPitt.
UPitt, yes.
Of Pittsburgh, private university, right?
Yes, like it's a private university.
And fee कितनी थी वहाँ पे? Sorry.
Oh my God.
पर fee
मेरा 1 साल का कोर्स था and it was, मैं रुपीज में बोलती हूँ क्योंकि कन्वर्जन रेट I don't know much, but it's
like rupees
50 lakhs for a year.
50 lakhs for a year?
Yes.
So wait.
It was a number 1 rating university, so
I'm actually checking the website and it says that it is number 1 in physical therapy, number 3 in occupational therapy, number 3 in speech language pathology, and then there are other rankings as well. 50 lakhs per year, and how many courses do you have to take? Like number of credits?
So there are 3 semesters that we go through, and उसमें it varies, like 12 credits या 24 credits, end में 8 credits ऐसा.
And उसमें practicals भी होते थे क्या? Like did you have to?
हाँ, practicals भी होते थे, but practicals not with the patients, but with your student, like other students.
तो किसी को अगर सही में जरूरत नहीं है, तो how did you pretend कि मुझे दर्द हो रहा है, like please?
ऐसा इतना ड्रामा नहीं करना था. You just have to pretend being a patient, and that like. पेशेंट थेरेपिस्ट की एग्जामिनेशन होती थी, पेशेंट की नहीं होती थी ऐसा.
Do you think that this education is also helpful? जैसे बीच में सचिन तेंदुलकर को टेनिस एल्बो हो गया था.
We try to rehabilitate a person to improve the quality of life after certain injuries or illnesses or surgeries. Essay. After that, like medicine is something that you take, but in order to maintain your recovery, that's what rehabilitation is.
Trying to bring back their motor skills to the.
Absolutely, yes.
I want to just understand कि from after your UPitt wala course, from your master's course, how do you then end up getting into a nursing home or a hospital or a clinic? What does that process look like?
Yes, so now the journey actually begins, for a physical therapist, because masters kar liya, you have your degree to show it to the world that okay, I am eligible for the job. But again, this is just a part of it. We have to go through a national exam for physical therapy. It's called the NPTE, National Physical Therapy, and
Is this very similar to the AI simile or something?
Yes.
Okay.
It's for the like how the medicine people do it. Residency, for their residency, that's what we do for our physical therapy. NPTE, that's National Physical Therapy Examination. Whoever wants to get their license for practicing, they have to go through this exam. I wouldn't say it's very impossible exam, but actually people have to work very hard for it. So लोग courses classes लगाते हैं, online classes for it, and either they study by themselves. This exam actually सब जो भी बैचलर से सीखा है, जो भी मास्टर्स में सीखा है, वो सब मिला के ये एग्जाम में होता है. So it's actually the do or die. I prepared with my roommate, my friend, and we both were in the same boat basically. तो हम दोनों ने साथ में prepare किया. We joined a class, दोनों ने साथ में. It was a group study kind of a thing.
बहुत ही weird question है. कभी किसी को जबरदस्ती ऐसे गिराया क्या to make them your?
नहीं, but we have a little internal joke, like कोई भी अगर random इंसान चलता भी होगा ना, we examine him walking, we check them out basically, like
So
इसकी चाल, gait analysis basically. Oh, I didn't know you know this term gait, but ठीक है. Then ये ना थोड़ा limp कर रहा है, इसका ना stance थोड़ा ऐसा है, इसका ना swing थोड़ा ऐसा है, हम ऐसे बात करते थे पता है पहले.
So you do go through NPTE.
Yeah, we go through NPTE, we clear that exam. अब ये second phase हमने वो पढ़ाओ पार कर चुके हैं, हमारे पास लाइसेंस है, अब हम काम कर सकते हैं, डिग्री है, लाइसेंस है, काम कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. अभी process is same like what you guys have. You go through interviews, multiple interviews to get there. So again, now there are different ways. Either you go get hired directly, like you apply through LinkedIn, Indeed, and you get hired directly, or there are agencies that help you get through them facility.
Okay.
तो मैंने दोनों try किया. I just wanted to give myself equal opportunities with both sides. मैंने दोनों try किया, and but other thing, you have to also make sure that they sponsor you.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yeah. So it's just not the job, it's the sponsorship also that you have to go through. तो हमारे लिए ना OPT period ऐसे 3 साल का नहीं होता.
Okay.
हमारे लिए OPT is just 1 year, और वो 1 year में ना जनरली हम लोग वो प्रिपरेशन में डाल देते हैं एग्जाम के लिए. तो वो OPT में मैंने मेरा एग्जामिनेशन दिया था. So I had prepared myself, and I also worked as a research assistant, and at the same time I applied for the exam. So I made use of my OPT period in this way.
But when was your visa picked? You're telling me that you get literally one try at it.
Yes, and मेरा one try में ही luckily हो गया था तो.
Okay, so तेरा visa मिल गया, and then you were this NPTE. You contacted agencies and you reached out to
visa एजेंसी के बाद हुआ ना, मतलब एजेंसी के पास में गई, आई गॉट दे वर रेडी टू स्पॉन्सर मी, एंड जनरली ना एजेंसीज होते हैं स्पॉन्सर करने के लिए, लाइक दे हैव ज्यादा चांसेस दैट दे विल स्पॉन्सर यू rather than the directly hired people. So agency sponsored me. I got a job. I worked in a school first for special kids. I didn't end up directly to the plaza. I worked as a physical therapist for special kids for 5 or 6 months.
Nice.
Then I worked as a physical therapist for adult cerebral palsy patients for 2 years. And then ideally I was supposed to be there, but this pandemic happened. Basically life happened, and I was moved to the nursing home by my agency because they needed, बहुत pandemic में बहुत admissions हो रहे थे. They needed physical therapists, so they thought anyway your clinic has been closed for pandemic, so let's put you to the nursing home.
So because you mentioned pandemic now, how has it been for you? Since I've heard stories of people working in hospitals and nursing homes being at the front line and actually helping people out. So first of all, thank you so much for doing that.
No problem.
You deserve a big applause for doing that.
We have taken an oath, so we'll definitely keep doing this.
What was your experience, if you can describe a little bit about when it started, what position were you in, and how has it been since then? Because I know you get off only on weekends, out of which Saturday is actually off because Sunday you're preparing for Monday.
Yeah.
What has your day looked like since the pandemic has started?
Okay, so like I said, I work for the adult cerebral palsy patients, right? वो job मेरे लिए it was like a cakewalk. I enjoyed that job. Okay, not even in my dreams I thought this would happen and that job would just shut down because वो लोग काफी compromised patients थे, so you know they had to be kept safe.
Okay.
So the clinic was closed and everything, and एक महीना I took a break because New York was the hardly hit place during pandemic. Like it, every day you see 1,000 patients more, and that used to literally. अभी भी मुझे रोंगटे खड़े हो रहे मेरे वो सोच के भी, you know, कि every day I used to fear of getting out of the house. I called my agency one day and I'd be like, listen, I'm taking a 1-month break. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know what the USCIS will do, but this is what I'm going to do because मुझसे नहीं हो पा रहा है. I'm very scared. They said, okay, take your time, you know, this is more than a physical, it's also a mental challenging thing that's happening around. So, मैंने बोला ठीक है, एक महीना हो गया तो अब मुझे लगा कि भाई कमाना तो पड़ेगा, ऐसे तो नहीं बैठ सकते. I went to them and I told them कि अच्छा अभी आप मुझे दे दो. They were like, great, this is the best opportunity you're going to get. This is one of the, you know, biggest nursing home and they are actually needing a physical therapist and we would really appreciate if you would help them out. I was like, okay, ठीक है. मैं गई वहाँ पे Day 1, okay, और वो तभी भी पीक चल रहा था न्यूयॉर्क का, वो प्लेटो भी नहीं आया था. So I was scared, but at the same time I was like, बॉस करना पड़ेगा. This is what you have taken an oath for. You have to do it. I know you'll be overwhelmed, but you can do it. So मैं गई and I wouldn't lie, I was shit scared. I'm sorry for this word. I was shit scared. वो पीपी दिया मेरे हाथ में पहले दिन and I wore it. I was sweating. I went in, I saw my patients, I came back and I was like, okay, now what? Like, there could be at any minute, you know, मुझे पता चलेगा मेरे test positive है because हमारे nursing homes में ना they test you every week twice. So swab test करते हैं every week. All the, you know, employees have to go through that, mandatory है वो. तो any minute I used to think कि अब भी positive आ जाएगा क्योंकि इतने patients थे. Oh my God, there were like floors full of patients.
Those were not COVID patients, right? Or
those were COVID patients. So there were floors that were actually positive and then there were floors that were potential positive.
So you were doing physical therapy for them or you were just...
Yes.
Okay.
I used to actually, you know, get them out of their rooms, make them walk, wearing that PPEs and, you know, with that oxygen tank, holding it because oxygen lack हो रहा उनका. So, you know, we have to get them on their daily basis. So,
okay, that was crazy. But again, thank you so much for doing it. And I think this is just good to hear कि you were in some capacity able to contribute.
Exactly.
Such a crazy time.
Yeah, मतलब I just want to say this कि medical and healthcare workers को भी डर लगता है because not for them but for their family because you don't want to come back and, you know, be that carrier to your family.
Yeah, sure.
For that.
How many patients do you think you have worked with so far? It's just a rough estimate. देखो ऐसे exact नहीं बता.
Easily between 500 and 600 यार, मतलब ऐसे 500, 600, 700 ऐसा कुछ.
Any experiences that stand out? Do you remember something that happened and that you may have gotten a little emotional or you may have felt really good about your job or something?
Absolutely. I feel that every day. Again, not bragging about it. The thing is, you know, it's not just me, it's all the healthcare that they get a little attached to their patients in a way that, you know, thoda sa dikhta unme progress ho and then they go home, they get discharged. So this is like every day, especially nursing homes have old people, you know, that they really are the sweetest people I've ever met. So unko jab, when you see that, you know, satisfaction in what they have achieved, you feel blessed. Like, oh my God, like you have been chosen for them.
Any pro tip that you would want to share with students who are trying to come to the US and pursue something like you did? or students who are actually doing this in India right now or anywhere in this world, or people who are in this profession right now, anything that you feel is valuable to put out there?
I actually want to tell the students who want to pursue this, to be honest, ki if you want to come to US, it's not necessary that you have to be research with everything. You know, to be honest, when I came to this University of Pittsburgh, मुझे नहीं पता था मैं मेरा मास्टर्स डिग्री मिलने के बाद मैं क्या करने वाली हूँ. I'll be very honest with this. This will sound very lame, but I literally didn't know what I'm doing. In between my education, मुझे पता चला मुझे ये credits देने हैं. Like we have a certain number of credits that we have to achieve to get that exam done. Okay, that NPTE. तो मुझे बीच में पता चल रहा था कि okay मुझे ये करना है, मुझे वो करना है. So all I'm saying is don't be overwhelmed in everything. The main goal for you is to get more knowledge in your field. That's all it is. And वो process जो है वो हो जाएगा. You'll be in that flow eventually because you have your people like around you, your students, your friends, and your colleagues.
Did you ever come across a situation जहाँ पे तुझे लगा कि मेरा MS हो गया है and I may have to go back to India? Like ऐसा होता है क्या?
I've faced failures also. वो जो exam I was talking about, I have given 3 attempts for it, और वो 3rd attempt में मैंने excel किया. Every attempt I lacked with 2 marks, and that 2 marks is nothing but 1 question, okay, 1 or 2 questions. ऐसा होता था, and I used to get so depressed after every exam कि मैं literally मम्मी को बोलती थी मैं आ रही हूँ next flight पकड़ के, I don't want to stay here. Then you had that motivation like okay, your mom is there. My mom used to tell me like क्या है, exam ही तो है, कर ले एक और अटेम्प्ट, उसमें क्या हुआ. वो करते ही 3rd अटेम्प्ट में then I cleared.
मी तुझे पाठीशी आहे वाली feeling. Tell me one superpower that you wish you had.
One superpower that I wished I had.
And why, and what would you do with it?
वैसे तो एक superpower है. My mother has gifted me that healing power.
हाथों का जादू है जो.
हाथों का जादू तो है. I would like to time travel because I want to just tell my then self that don't worry, it's going to be fine. तो relax हो जा, क्योंकि मैं बहुत टेंशन लेती थी.
So it was super fun. मेरे लिए बहुत सारी learnings थी. I got to learn.
Before you go, before we quit, go. I would like to tell something, okay? I always wanted to tell all मेरा story बताने को मुझे हमेशा ऐसा I wanted to do this because not because मुझे करना है, but it's only because I have this thing that I want to help someone out. Like मेरे लिए कोई नहीं था help करने के लिए, so I wanted to be in that place that I could help someone, and I really thank you that you gave me this platform to get there. No, I'll be very honest with it. I always wanted to do this. Yeah.
At some point someone will find this information and they will find your story inspiring and useful. I'll leave a link to Manasi's LinkedIn profile in the description box below.
Yes.
If you have any questions, if anyone is watching this and if they have any questions, feel free to reach out to her. But also let us know if you would want more such episodes. But yeah, with that said, I think we are pretty much done. हम लोग 49 minutes ले लिए पूरे.